Welcome back everybody to another episode of Expedition Adventure. In this episode of Expedition Adventure, we're going to wrap up our search for the lost village of Caney Creek. I'm Josh Daniels. My love of photography and passion for the outdoors gets me in some pretty interesting situations. So join me and together we'll explore the places and we'll meet the people that make the South such a great place to live. This is Expedition Adventure. In last week's episode of Expedition Adventures, the search for the lost village of Caney Creek, we went to Chilhowee Glider Port. We met Oscar the pilot and a really cool cat named Jason. Jason skillfully flew us in the glider over the Cherokee National Forest so we could find the lost village of Caney Creek. But unfortunately, we couldn't see anything from that high up. But we remembered that our friend Debbie Moore told us that the lost village of Caney Creek was close to Big Creek, and we knew that Big Creek runs into the world famous Ocoee River. So we called our buddy, the river guide to the stars, Lance, to take us down the Ocoee River. And this is what happened. So folks, enjoyed episode 3 and the conclusion of the search for the lost village of Caney Creek. There is a lot of ground to search on the banks of the Ocoee River, so we split up. Half the crew went down the whitewater part with Lance.
All four, we gonna die.
But I shook hands and parted at the age of 23. And there was a wealthy farmer he lived.
And I took the more relaxed route.
Neighbor had an only daughter whom I cast my eye. She was most tall and handsome, gentle and so fair. There ain't one gal in the wide world with her I could compare. I said she'd be true to me while I crossed o'er the plain. She said it makes no difference, never return again. She said that she'd be true to me till the sea burned with fire. So I shook hands and parted with the gal I left behind. I left old North Carolina up to Marion, I did her on up to Johnson City, all in the sleet and snow. And the working money was plentiful, and the women treated me kind. But the only object of my heart was
Big Creek is so beautiful and peaceful. I wonder what the guys are doing.
the gal I left behind. I was walking up on George Street, all in the public square. A man was just returning, and the postboy met me there. He handed me a letter.
So as the guys are off taming the wild Ocoee River, I think I may have found Big Creek. And we come upon a mouth of a very large creek. And we think this has got to be Big Creek. So we go up the creek.
Well, the river's deep and the river's wide. The wind blows steady and strong. Wish I had an old great neck for my boat alone. Oh, Lord, sandy boys, I say. Oh, Lord, sandy boys, leaving
But if this is Big Creek, at one time it supported a whole village. And like our friend Debbie Moore said, they dammed it up so the kids can swim. They were able to take water out of the creek to use every day. So there has to be something within the creek. The dam, pipes, something that would tell us that we're in the right spot. So that's when the snorkel comes out. Folks, this is an untouched mountain creek and it is freezing cold. And then just a little bit up the creek, there's this. This is a pipe. This is how they got all the water they needed from the creek. So now it's time to dry off, put my boots back on, and search for the lost village of Caney Creek. We know this is Big Creek for sure. So that means the village shouldn't be that far away. It doesn't take a whole lot of searching before we start finding evidence that people at one time lived back here. This water treatment station would definitely be able to support a small village. This has got to be the lost village of Caney Creek. It's amazing that these structures are still standing. This is amazing. The foundations for these houses are just as nice today as they were when people lived here. No one's been living back here for a very long time, except some snails. And whatever dug that underneath the steps. It is so beautiful and peaceful back here. I couldn't imagine how awesome it would be to live here. If it ain't good, when I get back, I'll raise hell in the I wonder what that round hole is. Hell of a place, they got no water for to wash your face. Exploring the lost village of Caney Creek is such a thrill, and even though we found some answers, the village is leaving us with a lot of questions. So let's head back to civilization and do some more exploring. Debbie Moore told us that this place closed down in the 40s, so that means there's probably somebody still alive that lived back here and can tell us exactly what we're looking at. I was able to do some digging, and there's one man still alive that lived in the lost village of Caney Creek, And ironically enough, he doesn't live that far from me. So I got his name and I got his number and I gave him a call.
When I left my father's house, I was well supplied, but I made a mistake and I did.
Well, reason they called me Doc, I had a little operating experience on a cat one time. And I had two of the neighboring ladies to help me. And so that's when I was 9 years old. One of the neighbors was watching all of it. I've been called Doc ever since I was 9 years old. Caney Creek was built in the 20s. The Caney Creek, they built a place to build number 2 powerhouse and the flume line that goes from number 2 powerhouse up to number 3 wooden dam. And A.C. Reimer and Hugh Smartin run the old wooden dam up at 5 miles up to number 2 powerhouse. They ran it for years, had a gatehouse up there. And water come around the flume line from number 3 wooden dam down to the number 2 powerhouse. We were living in Caney Creek. We enjoyed it pretty well. We had running water in the house, had electricity in the house when nobody else did, and had concrete sidewalks outside with a walk on. Had a trolley cart we could ride on, and had a hotel. We could go down and buy some snacks or groceries if we wanted them, small amount of groceries. And we had modern conveniences for that day and time. Back in the 30s, that nobody else didn't have electricity in their house. And we had running water, which not many people had running water in their house. And so we had a pretty enjoyable time for country hillbilly people. And I even miss it as of today. I guess the best memories was the swinging bridge that went from Highway 612 to Caney Creek. We'd get on it, and then we'd go walk over to the road, and wasn't any cars back in those days. We'd watch 2 or 3 cars a day pass, and then we all the boys and the girls got along good. We had a lot of fights, but that was natural for country people, you know. And my dad, he made $26 a month. That was good back in the first days. So we lived pretty good back in those days. Which a lot of people didn't have it that good. Now Big Creek run right by the Caney Creek Hotel. And so back in there, day, the men of the village dammed it up and we made a swimming hole out of it. And also we had a tennis court there, which is still there as of today, just the trees growed up through it. And a lot of the kids played tennis. School, yes, we had a one-room school, had all the grades in that one-room school, and Ms. McClure was a teacher for years. We had 14 houses there, and the newest houses had concrete foundations, and down the lower end of the village, it was built on the ground with rock. The men had a lot of connections. They worked at Tennessee Fire Company, had fish ponds and in front of their house. And also I remember several of them had goldfish in them. We used to walk along and look at them late in the afternoon. My dad did not want to leave. Everywhere else we tried to find a house that didn't have electricity or running water. And we had electricity and running water there, and we didn't want to leave. If I could go back to Caney Creek right now and live, I'd go. I wouldn't have to think twice about it. I really enjoyed living there, But that'll never happen at my age. But I really enjoyed living at Canney Creek.
Well, I'd live there too if they let me.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat. Alright folks, that's going to do it for Expedition Adventures, the search for the lost village of Caney Creek. If you like what you saw, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more, smash that subscribe button, and all comments are welcomed in the comment section below. You can find us on YouTube, you can find us on Twitter, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on, well, whatever else the kids have got going on these days. So folks, until next week, peace.
Woo!